Ah, yes. You can just sit down right there. As you know, I'm Professor Hansen. We spoke on the phone yesterday about your interview. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were applying for the role of a science teacher here at the school. Yes, good. I'm remembering correctly. Would you like some water? Ah. Well, if none for you, then more for me, I suppose. Always supposed to stay hydrated, I say. All right. Now, let's start with basic questions, and let's make sure that the electronic resume that they sent me isn't wrong, because you know how these things can be sometimes. Okay. So, what is your full preferred name? All right. And let's see. Is there anything that was left out in your job history on the resume? You can look over it right there. No? Good. That's good. Let's see. Of course, I have to ask these questions. I'm not assuming anything. Have you spent any time in jail in the last 5 years? Right. Have you been in trouble with the law at any time? Good, good. Let me see. We can skip over all of these questions. All right. If you're comfortable sharing, specifically, what species are you? I simply ask because sometimes, some species aren't prone to magic, and I wouldn't want to put you in a specific role that would require magic if you can't use it. All right. I think I have a student here who's actually got a parent of that particular type. Very interesting. I'm sure you and them would get along quite well. Let me see. All right. So I've had some teachers come here not fully knowing what the school's about. So tell me, do you know what this school specifically is created for? Right. That's the basis of it, yes. Yes, essentially this school is one of the very few schools out there for outcasts, people who even by society's terms of what is normal and not are very different, or simply don't have anywhere else to go. Some people can consider my personal habit of picking up students making this place somewhat of an orphanage, I suppose. Yes, there are other schools similar to mine. There's Big Companions over in Stockton, a few towns away. Be glad you didn't apply there, though. They're a bit shabby, one could say. Although some of the teachers there are quite nice. Some of the students too, I suppose. Some of them are nice, yes. Let me see. Alright, how likely are you to have to leave for, say, a family emergency or a personal medical emergency? I just want to know if, I'd have to help you put in some time to make extra work if you had to leave for anything for a couple days. Okay. Yes. Alright. Good. What is your housing situation like? Because if it's rocky, we can provide you a room here until you've been given enough pay to get back on your feet. We also have an assistance program for those over the age of 18, which you clearly are, obviously. So if you need any assistance with financial things or paying off debt, we can assist with that somewhat. Good for you. That's very good. Alright. Okay. Yes. That's very good. Alright. So, You applied for the role of science teacher, so tell me, what specific experiences do you have prior to teaching? Because it does say in your resume that you have at least briefly taught once before in one or two schools. And what did you say, what would you say the impact you had on your former students was? Because I'd like to have teachers working here who have a very positive impact on the students, because many of them are very doubtful of themselves. They don't really believe they can do very well, and I want to have a staff that makes them feel more confident in their very impressive abilities. That's good. That's good. Let's see. And in your basic teaching style, how engaging are you with the students? Are you a more reading assignment type of teacher, or are you very into conducting experiments and going out, into the field trips, giving people specimens and stuff like that, frog dissections and all that jazz? And yes, good. And do you have any a bit of an odd question. Do you have any dietary restrictions? Okay. I simply ask because, if you need food from here, for example, you can't go elsewhere for lunch, or you would be staying here if something happened with your financial and housing situation, we'd like to be able to feed everyone, not just the students. Okay. Very good. Very, very good. Alright. And, do you have any allergies to anything? Okay. I myself get a bit sniffly around the springtime, but, a cup of medicine usually just fixes that right up. Okay. Good. Alright, let me see. Some more out there questions. Do you have any arch nemesis who are planning your demise? Okay. Do you have a long-lost evil twin who is planning to take your place or murder you in the middle of the night? No. Okay. Do you have a split personality that is either very evil, very good, or some sort of omniscient, omnipotent god? Good. I met someone like that once. Not the jolliest person, you could say. Okay. Do you have a animal companion? We could find you one of those, actually. Do you have a super dark, mysterious secret that you're hiding from everyone but will eventually be a serious plot point in the story that is your life, and possibly put you and others in danger? Okay. Are you the protagonist? I know a couple people who are the protagonists. Oh, Julie's a very nice young lady. Okay. Can you see beyond the wall? Evidently not, as one would figure by that perplexed expression. I can, and I know another person who can. He's a very nice man. Yes. Bit of a funny-faced fellow, you could say. Alright. Do you have any issues with confined, dark, cramped, cold, or wet spaces? Do you have any crippling phobias? Do you have a missing parent who don't know this particular species of, who may be a god? Trust me, I might know the answer to that question. No, good, alright. I don't have to ask any questions to my siblings. Very good. Okay. Let me see. Do you have a love interest who you're pining over, but simply cannot seem to confess to? Really? Interesting. Okay, do you have a traumatic past that may result in flashbacks or breakdowns? You know, if you have some sort of PTSD, we don't want to accidentally trigger it. We want to make everybody comfortable here. Okay. Do you have a morbid fear of people who look like corpses? Not actual corpses, people who look, a bit on the, old side. Might be missing a couple of gallons of blood and pounds of flesh here and there. Okay. Alright. Do you know an extensive amount about the history of the gods? You know, just the basic everyday knowledge. Because I have met some people who are just so unknowledgeable. It's ridiculous, really. Thinking a gnome isn't a skeleton, that's hilarious. I would know. Okay. Are you someone's spunky sidekick? I thought not. Okay. Do you have any anger management issues? Because some of the transfer students we've had here are, well, suffice to say, they can push you a bit over the edge. Poor Hazel has had them up to their neck with some of these children. But we try our best. Okay. Alright. Very, very good. Okay. So, alright. Okay. So, I'm just going to need you to take a look over this. This is just a basic document with sorts of agreements and such. And just, sign your name here, on the dotted line and on the big line at the bottom. There too. There. And inches there. And... oh, you have lovely handwriting. Alright. Welcome to the family.